Hello, this is Candice Hoz. Welcome to Salesforce training. Before we get started, I want to make sure that I've outlined the problem that exists. The sales management team has identified that 20% of the outside sales team is using Salesforce effectively. That means 80% are not, and that the system is missing critical information. So the sales team doesn't understand the big picture expectations for the software, nor do they know what they should be using the software for on a daily basis. So that's our problem. Now, what we know is that sales automation, management, and monitoring can be optimized for efficiency if Salesforce is fully adopted and correctly used by the field sales team. And that would result in saved time, enhanced customer service, and increased revenue. The issues that exist around Salesforce adoption is that leadership hasn't outlined clear expectations for how the team should use the system, nor have they defined standard daily operating procedures or given any consequences if the software is not used, if it's not adopted. So there's currently no easy way for sales management to measure the sales reps' daily interactions with the software. And there are issues with the field sales team keeping customer information up to date. For every customer account, they need to have accurate information on 10 specific data points. So we know that that doesn't exist in 80% of the account base. And also, after each visit with a customer, the sales team should be updating that account with notes, and those notes should summarize what happened during the visit and also what the next steps and the follow-up should be. So the value of implementing Salesforce has not been explained, and the field team doesn't understand how the software can save them time, enhance customer service, or help them to reach their goals, which helps us to increase our revenue, helps them to increase their revenue, helps them to increase their paycheck. So the software doesn't have a function that necessitates daily use at this time. And finally, there's no system to ensure that they're using the CRM. So we don't have visibility of that, or at least not easily. And there aren't any consequences at this time for neglecting putting that data in. So what's our solution? Well, Salesforce training. That is a big part of the solution. We're going to create something that's self-paced. There'll be a pre-course survey to determine what they're really wanting to learn. There will be pre-course test outs per module so that no one's spending time in something they already know. It will be asynchronous learning, so each module will build on the other. We'll have learner-led real case study reviews so that we can see teach back, see how people are, really using the information, integrating the information. We're going to have peer discussion groups. That will be for the sales team and the managers. We'll have one group, and then we'll have a managers only group. We want to make sure that, we're really working with our managers too to help them to really understand the system and know what to look for. And that we're also helping them to explain those expectations, et cetera. There will be hands-on learning lab office hours that will be in conjunction with our IT team so that people can really, they need, the voice of IT to help them. It'll be hands-on. We'll be there to facilitate that. And then also van tours. So van tours are where we'll go to a region, we'll have the whole team with us, and we'll be able to model, shoulder to shoulder, how we're using Salesforce in the field. This will be, integrated with other training, but it will really help for them to see how we're using it. The whole team will be there. So very excited about that. And then also, we want to establish a super user group. So once this training, we have the training in play and it's kicked off, identifying those folks on the team who are experts in Salesforce, who could be mentors and could do some of this teaching for us or with us, and also, teaching in the field. So the learning theories that are involved here is we are mainly using theories from cognitivism and constructivism. In cognitivism, we're building upon existing schemas. We're helping to solve real problems. In constructivism, we're building knowledge. We're helping them to build, their own knowledge, their own experience. We're helping them to connect new information with their reality. And we're also creating those social learning experiences for them. In terms of the characteristics of learning, we're addressing all of them. For prior knowledge, we'll have a course overview. We'll have the pre-test. We'll have the test out, as we've talked about. We'll have active learning. We'll have self-assessments. We'll have reflections. We'll have lots of problem solving. In authentic contexts, we're going to have those very relevant case studies. I think that this is going to be one of the most important elements that we have in the training. The hands-on learning with our IT group and as well as the van tours, I think will also be very impactful. And then in terms of socially constructed learning, we'll have those learner-led real-life case study reviews that we'll have the sales reps do for their peers. We'll also have our peer discussion groups and our van tours. So those are three social learning experiences that we'll have in play. And then according to the assumptions of adult learners, we've made sure that we've addressed self-concept because our learners, they're outside salespeople, they're known for their robust and self-directed work ethic already. And their success really hinges on their ability to manage their time and workload independently. So we need to make sure that, we're addressing that and that our learning, is really relevant to their professional goals, that it's directly applicable to improving their sales performance. So having that pre-course survey really helping us to identify the knowledge gaps, what they're, really interested in will be very helpful for us just really getting them engaged in the beginning. In terms of experience, our learners have varying experiences across sales and across Salesforce. So it's important that we have these test out opportunities so that we're not wasting any of their time. So that's one way that we're addressing that. We're also making sure that everything we do is relative to their experience and the experience that they actually have in the field. In terms of learner readiness, a key challenge is that the learners, they might not initially perceive the value of Salesforce in their daily workflow. So giving them teach back opportunities to really share, showcase what they're doing with Salesforce, how they're using it to leverage their time to become more efficient, to, reach their goals faster. And then also creating the super user, what I'm calling the super user slash mentor group, making sure that people who do excel in Salesforce and or want to excel in Salesforce know that there is this group that they can belong to where they can help to mentor the field in that aspect. And then in terms of problem-centered assumptions, again, we know that our folks might not initially understand how Salesforce can address their specific challenges. So we want to make sure that we have lots of problem-solving opportunities that, really help to solve their relevant problems in the field. So case studies that really speak to them, that really mirror what they are experiencing. So I want to thank you for your time today, and we look forward to working with you in the future.